Could this be the start of a bigger shakeup, or is it a bold statement about the future? Stay right here, because we're breaking down every angle of this shocking roster move and what it truly means. Mlb Bombshell. Dodgers fans, buckle up, because we have breaking news that is sending shockwaves through Major League Baseball and leaving the entire Dodgers community stunned. A decision has just been made that no one expected, a roster move so shocking that fans are questioning what the front office is doing, and critics are already firing off hot takes across social media. Yes, you heard it right, the Los Angeles Dodgers have cut ties with the star Slugger, a player many thought was a cornerstone of this team, and now the entire baseball world is buzzing with reactions, questions, and disbelief. This is the kind of move that doesn't just change the roster, it changes the entire conversation about the Dodgers season, their future, and what this means for the clubhouse chemistry heading into the crucial months ahead. From the moment this news dropped, fans have been flooding Twitter, Instagram, and every sports forum imaginable, trying to piece together why the Dodgers would make such a dramatic decision right now. This isn't a small tweak, this isn't a minor league call-up, this is a bombshell that has shaken the very core of Dodgers Nation. The timing, the player involved, and the ripple effect it will cause all combined to make this one of the most controversial roster decisions we've seen in years. And let's be real, the Dodgers are no strangers to making bold, headline-grabbing moves, but this one feels different. This one feels like a gamble, a risk that could either pay off massively or come back to haunt them when the games matter most. Now, let's step back and think about this logically. The Dodgers cutting a star slugger immediately raises 1,000 questions. Was this about performance? Was this about clubhouse issues? Was it about finances? Or is there something deeper, something behind the scenes that fans don't yet know? Because the truth is, when a front office makes a move this shocking, it's rarely just about one thing. There are always layers to the story. And right now, Dodgers fans are trying to peel back those layers, desperate for answers, desperate to understand why this decision had to be made at this exact moment. For years, the Dodgers have built a reputation as one of the smartest organizations in baseball, combining analytics with deep pockets, scouting with development, and somehow always finding ways to reload. But cutting a star slugger, a fan favorite, a player who brought excitement every time he stepped into the box, that's a different story. The player's journey with the Dodgers makes this even more shocking. This isn't some minor contributor we're talking about. This is a guy who delivered clutch hits, who energized the stadium, who had fans chanting his name on big nights at Dodger Stadium. Whether it was home runs that sent the crowd into a frenzy or big at-bats in pressure situations, this slugger was part of the Dodgers' identity. And now, just like that, it's over. Gone. Cut. A roster move that has fans asking, is this about preparing for a trade? Is this about opening up space for a younger prospect? Is this about a clash in the clubhouse? Or did Andrew Friedman and the Dodgers' brain trust something in the numbers, something in the trends, that made them believe the future without this slugger is brighter than the future with him? Social media reaction has been nothing short of chaos. Some fans are outraged, calling this the biggest mistake the Dodgers have made in years. Others are confused, asking if the team knows something the public doesn't. And then there are those who are cautiously optimistic, saying maybe this opens the door for a blockbuster move, maybe this signals that something even bigger is coming. The range of emotions is incredible, but that's what happens when you take a fan base as passionate as the Dodgers and drop a roster bombshell in the middle of a heated season. Fans don't just react, they explode with passion, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now. Think about the impact this will have on the lineup. Losing a star slugger changes everything. Pitchers who had to work around him now don't have to. The lineup protection for other hitters changes. The manager's game plan changes. And most importantly, the psychological impact on the rest of the roster can't be underestimated. Imagine being in that clubhouse and seeing one of your teammates, one of your stars, suddenly cut loose. It sends a message. It rattles the room. It makes everyone question their own standing, their own future, because if it can happen to him, it can happen to anyone. That's the kind of shockwave that can either galvanize a team, pushing them to come together and rally, or it can create cracks in the foundation. And let's not forget, this is happening in Los Angeles, under the brightest lights in baseball, with the most pressure-packed fan base and the constant scrutiny of national media. Every Dodgers move is magnified, every decision is dissected, and this one is no different. Already, ESPN, MLB Network, and every major outlet are running with the story, debating whether this was a smart move or a colossal mistake. Analysts are breaking down the stats, showing graphs and numbers that either support or criticize the decision. Talk shows are lighting up with callers who can't believe the Dodgers just did this. It's the kind of move that dominates the news cycle, and it's going to be talked about for weeks, maybe months, especially if the Dodgers struggle without this player or if the move backfires in a playoff moment. But let's consider another angle. What if the Dodgers know exactly what they're doing? What if this is part of a bigger strategy, a chess move that fans just can't see yet? Because history tells us that Friedman and his front office don't make decisions lightly. They're always thinking 3 steps ahead, always calculating the risks and rewards. Maybe this cut was about freeing up a roster spot for a top prospect who's been tearing it up in the minors. Maybe it's about clearing payroll space for a blockbuster trade. Or maybe, just maybe, it's about sending a message to the entire team that no one is untouchable, that the Dodgers are serious about accountability and performance, no matter how big your name is. For the Slugger himself, this has to be devastating. Imagine being a player at the top of your game, contributing to a winning team, and suddenly being told it's over. Baseball is a business, and this is the cruel side of it. One day you're a hero, the next day you're out the door. But you know this player isn't done. You know other teams are already lining up, making calls, because talent like this doesn't stay on the market for long. The big question is, where does he go next? Will he end up with a rival, forcing the Dodgers to face him in a critical moment down the stretch? Will he land on a team desperate for a power bat, instantly becoming the centerpiece of their lineup? The possibilities are endless, and you can bet every GM in the league is paying attention right now. Meanwhile, Dodgers fans are left to process the emotions. Some are heartbroken, remembering the moments this Slugger gave them, the home runs, the wins, the celebrations. Others are furious, demanding answers from the front office, demanding to know why this had to happen. And then there are those who are cautiously waiting, hoping that this shocking cut is just step one in a master plan, that maybe a bigger announcement is right around the corner. This isn't just about baseball. This is about identity. For years, the Dodgers have prided themselves on building a roster full of stars, full of power, full of names that fans can rally behind. Cutting a star Slugger feels like ripping out part of that identity, leaving a hole that can't easily be filled. And unless the Dodgers have a replacement ready to step in and deliver, fans are going to be asking tough questions. Did they just weaken their lineup at the worst possible time? Did they just create a problem that didn't need to exist? Or will history look back on this as the moment the Dodgers made the tough choice, the bold choice, that ultimately set them up for even greater success? One thing is clear, the Dodgers are never boring. This is a team that lives in the headlines, a team that constantly keeps fans on the edge of their seats, not just with their play on the field but with the moves they make off it. And this roster cut, this stunning decision to part ways with the star Slugger, is just the latest chapter in that story. Whether you love it or hate it, you can't ignore it. You can't stop talking about it.